think you and I have kind of fine-tuned our interview process.
Oh, for sure.
To where we have
good cop, bad cop. no, right?
better luck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Our interviewing process is not, maybe it's a little, what am I trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not your typical.
Yeah, there's another word though.
I know, there is another word for it, and I can't recall it. I can't pull it up in my head right this minute. But it's definitely not your typical company employee interviewing process. It used to be.
Right.
But we didn't have any luck that way.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
It was like we couldn't find the right person. It wasn't working out. And then we kind of go into this process now where you interview them first. You narrow it down to like maybe 3 to 5. And you're very professional.
Oh yes.
You know.
Definitely.
And then
you walk in.
And then you narrow it down to
Right.
3 or 5. And then we bring them back for their second interview. And then I come in.
Right.
And then I just ask, I guess, the questions that everybody wants to know and wants to ask in an interviewing process, but either they don't feel comfortable asking, or maybe they think it's not professional to ask, or something like that. I kind of look at it as like a first date. Look, if you're going out on a first date, especially if like you don't got time to waste. Maybe you're a little bit older and you don't have time to waste. You're out and use first dates. You and I have talked about this. Like if we had to go out on a first date at this point in our lives, which that would never happen. I mean, right? But we would like cut through the chase.
Right.
Like first date, I would like, do you gamble? Do you this? Do you that? I'm looking for deal breakers.
Right.
Right. And then no second date.
Right.
Because I don't want to waste my time. Okay. And we kind of took that philosophy into our interviewing process, right? Because we had so many failures.
Right. For sure.
Being right. I don't think the way I come in and the questions I ask are unprofessional, maybe unorthodox.
That's a good
That's the word. Was that the word we were
Yes.
trying? I couldn't pull up earlier. And Olivia went through that unorthodox interview process. So Olivia's pretty professional.
Yes.
Olivia managed a clothing company, clothing boutique before she came here. Okay, Olivia, so be honest. What did you think about our interviewing process? Like your experience with Kat, and then your second interview with me. Like
She was like, what the fuck?
no.
Exactly how you said it. Kat was professional, and then you asked me if I cry. It was such an odd question.
It was an odd question. So are you saying that I was do you think it's unprofessional? Because if it's unprofessional, then maybe I need to polish up a little bit.
It's not unprofessional. It's just an odd question to ask during an interview.
Yeah.
Never really been asked that.
No, well, you know now why I had to ask that, right?
Yeah.
Because just about everybody we were hiring, they had a crying problem.
Yeah.
And I'm not meaning just once in a great while. I mean, cried like all the time.
Right.
Right. Ashley was one of them.
Right.
But she's still here.
Right.
And yesterday I was talking to her, and I always bring up Ashley when I talk about the crying employee.
Poor Ashley.
I know. So she's going to be on a podcast, and she was like, are you going to talk about me crying? I go, well, I always talk about you crying. You're always the example that I give. She's like, you're probably going to make me cry in your podcast. Why would you cry in the podcast? You haven't cried
won't cry.
No, she
doesn't cry anymore.
She worked and she worked through all that.
Yes.
Because
you can't have people crying at work all the time. It's not a healthy work environment,
No,
first of all.
no. And we did reach out to human resources, 2 different human resources.
I don't want people thinking we made people cry.
No, I just, no, at all.
No.
It's just sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes a mistake,
Everywhere. Every business.
But in the past, our experience would be just someone mailed a product to the wrong
address,
person.
Right. Or doubled the shipping.
The shipping, or answered a question on Facebook wrong. And we would just have to
have a conversation
with them.
If you
and
don't, how does it get fixed?
Correct them. Right. Because you got to correct
Right.
situations. And you and I have never yelled. Okay, Olivia, have I ever yelled at any one of you?
No.
No, you and I don't yell
No, I'm not a yeller at all.
at all. But for whatever reason, some people in our past that worked here couldn't handle that.
Right.
They felt, I don't know what they felt. Maybe because they made a mistake, they felt they failed us. I don't know. I don't know if that goes back to something in their personal lives. It brings up something that they haven't quite worked through,
Some kind
or
of trigger or
some
something.
kind of trigger
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah, because I cry. I mean, you've watched me watch movies and stuff. I mean, yes, but in the work, and it's even okay to, cry once in a while in the work environment.
Right.
For, certain reasons. But when you have employees that every time you have to approach them because something went wrong, they cry or they just can't handle that or they storm out, that's unhealthy.
Right. And it affects the other employees.
And it affects the other
Affects
employee.
all of us.
It affects all of us, yeah. So we've had to address that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And Ashley doesn't cry anymore.
No, she doesn't.
She's tough.
She is tough. She's fantastic.
And her husband's very happy about that.
Yeah.
That she doesn't cry anymore.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, let me look at my cue cards. So we have to wrap this up, but I think we hit a lot of things, Kat.
Good.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. So,
Anything in closing then?
anything in closing? I guess I'd say okay. I'm really glad you did this.
Oh,
Are you
thank
glad you did it?
I am now. It wasn't as bad as I thought.
You did not want to do it.
No,
For the
no.
life of you,
I did not want to do it.
you did not want to do it.
I'm fully admitted.
Yeah. And I got a little annoyed with that a few
Yes.
times. You didn't want to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you love it so much.
I do love it.
And it was fun.
But you didn't want to do it. I'm going to throw you out there a little bit.
Watch out.
I know, but you didn't want to do it because you don't like how you look in pictures and video, which is a lot of people.
Right.
A lot of people.
Yeah, Mary. I
Right?
think of Mary, yeah.
Richardson's the same way. She was super nervous.
Yeah, we're always very critical of ourselves.
We are. And I don't really like the way I look in pictures and video either, but
Yeah, but you're so adorable.
well, and you're hot. I mean, so, I think you're right. We really criticize ourselves, but talking and gabbing and the whole podcast thing really outweighs, for me, the fact that it's way funner, way more fun than,
Yeah, right
so it
on.
makes me forget
Yeah.
that I'm going to be exposed and vulnerable with people looking at me on camera, So yeah, because I have those things too. But it was really quite like intense for you, like your nervousness coming on here.
Right, definitely.
Yeah. So
I have to come back, I know. It's okay. I'll buy more champagne.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, like I said earlier, let's just close it that you are a super cool lady. You're not just my wife, but you are. You got a heart of gold. We're both really generous.
Oh, thank you.
We love people in general.
Love people. Love animals.
Love animals. And, I want to inspire people.
Aw.
I want to
Yeah.
be a good story, for others. I want to inspire people. And, yeah. So if we can do that, even on the smallest of levels, that's just a fantastic, beautiful thing. And I think like I said, there's a lot of people out there, women, maybe even gay women. You don't see a lot of strong gay women
Right.
in business. You
Yeah,
just,
we're definitely the minority.
yeah, you just don't see. We've talked about that a lot, and we're going to get more into being gay and what it's like in business, some of the negative things we've experienced, and whatnot. So whether you're gay or straight, that doesn't matter to me at all. It's women in general, people in general. It's people we love, people we want to inspire, and then you kind of narrow that down. I think we resonate with women, and then narrow that down a little bit more. I think we really resonate with like gay women, right? So, yeah.
And maybe gay men too.
And maybe gay men too. Yeah. So, I think that's what life's all about, sharing your story and inspiring others, So, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I love you.
I love you more.
All right. So, okay. So, thank you for joining me and on this episode of Tatter-a-fact. And that was my wife, Kat. So, thanks again, and we will see you next time.